And welcome back to Paradise Killer. We'll talk to our religious friend here. Witness to the end. Are we gonna hang out again? Sure, why not? What do you want to chat about, Witness? I must warn you, I have not one for long conversations. Didn't I do this before? Let's see. Are your plans, Witness? How will climb into paradise? The world comes from hobbies. Which ones I'd like to give people to care? They are tests. They are tests they sent from the gods. If we fail to look after them, they will die. And if they die, we will all die. Plans need our time and devotions for the same. Absolutely. We got a plant.
The gods are watching us.
Here's a fresh spray, water. Here comes the essential. My helmet ran, survives tension. Once finished the investigation, provides some focus. Thank you, Witness. Hey, our relationship grew.
Relic obtained.
Notoriously hard to maintain. Suspects.
Crime
About
cannot
Harry.
hide.
Do you believe it was Harry who's responsible?
Of the gods.
All I can do is trust in the gods and have faith in what happens as part of their
Don't
divine
test
will.
me.
But do you believe Harry
The
did
gods
it?
are watching
It's
us.
not for me to question the gods. Not the question,
truth
but fine.
This island
What do
is
you think
full
of the
sinners.
witness? This island is full of sinners. The whole mission has been left unattended too long. Any number of sinners here could have done it.
The gods are displeased.
Perhaps it was an act of God, heavenly anger that led to heavenly smite. Investigate heavenly anger. Is that what happened
The
last
gods are
night?
radiant.
Our holy mission is resurrect the astral missions. This has been
The
forgotten.
gales of the gods.
Too long focus has been on the island sequence. What are the good of the islands if we are not raising our gods
The
from
gods are
slumber?
displeased.
The gods mean with anger I can feel it. The signs are all around us and demons, murderers and sinners. Gods always punish those that sin, and those are the rules. Sydney's sinners by not giving everything to our gods. Why do gods ask for everything? They have the power to have anything they want and they ask for shit from people. Why? Perhaps that's an act of punishment by God. You're right.
That's
Nice.
strange.
Do the guys often
I
use
am so
knives?
pleased in the glory
Gods
of
use
the
instruments to
gods.
count their wills. Concern, investigate. Well, let's investigate. Is Harry there
Investigation
instrument as
freak.
you find out the judge will not call the investigation freak without accidentally. If you had the answer there, anyone including the pantheon of astral deities could be responsible for the council's murder. Righteous works is never easy there. Your motive. Your motive. Do you have a motive for killing the
I am
council
still
mayor?
pleased
I am
in the
humble
glory
servant,
of the
striving
gods.
to live in the righteous path. Murdering the council is not
Got it.
bad. I'm talking about your words in that. What reason would I have to kill a council member? How does that benefit our holy mission?
Who?
Determine
Of
your
the
path.
holy
Of
masters.
course. The gods want you to kill a council
Of
member.
course not.
Don't be ridiculous.
Why?
Why were you butting heads with Mosrat
What?
so much? What did you have anything
need
to
to
do with it? I
investigate
need
this.
to know why someone would clash with a murder victim.
Blasphemy!
Leader was not following the holy mission. He was focused on the island sequence and not the gods. Did you kill?
Is this a fact?
Did you
Or
kill
a trick?
him for being a
Of
sinner?
course not.
Of course not. I'm a holy servant. I may not agree with his plans, but he's our
Crime
leader.
cannot
You
hide.
vote against every proposal he put forward, didn't you? That is the point of our democracy meetings, or democratic meetings. We have a saying on the direction of Sydney. His direction fits away from our holy mission. My voice will disagreement with it.
Sure.
What kind of proposal
Surely
were they?
this is a joke.
Advancements towards the so-called Perfect 25. I don't care about our new home being perfect if the gods are not to be celebrated with
What?
us. Look out to the ocean of madness and So many pyramids and empty
The gods
estates.
are watching us.
24 island sequences, and we only have one pyramid resident. We are capable of so much
Why?
more. Why haven't we done more?
What?
Rosreth has other plans. The Grand Resurrection can wait until the island sequence is solved.
The gods are displeased.
What is the point of a perfect 25 if the gods remain in pain? I want to remind Mosreth of Sydney's purpose, so I voted against everything he and the rest of the council put
Crime is
forward.
repulsive.
Did you mind him with a knife by chance? Absolutely not.
Why?
Why are you starting to take calls privately? Why is this any of your business? Are you hiding something or plotting
Of
something?
course not.
Don't be ridiculous. And your alibi last
Where?
night. Where were you last night?
Investigation.
Last night here in my apartment. Alone. Can someone
Sure.
collaborate that with you, or do I have to take
What?
your word for it? You don't need to take that tone, investigator. The architect Camille was here. We left when we were summoned by the crisis meeting. But you said
Why?
question. Why did she come
Of
to
course
it?
not.
It was the usual. She wanted to spend the last minute of the Withering Island with me. It's been quite an age since we spent time together socializing. Her behavior. Was there anything odd about her
The
behavior or
gods are
anything?
radiant.
We had a pleasant time. We shared wine. We been saving, prepared to say goodbyes.
I need to
paradise.
investigate this.
You two were in each other's companies in the evening.
Investigator.
I stopped out of the balcony to take a phone call from the Grand Marshal Econ call. It was fleeting, no more than 5
What
minutes.
time?
What time did you get the call? Shortly before the death visited the island. Ikinko was reported the escape of Henry. I'll follow up with the Grand Marshal there. Not long after the Marshal were in the station outside of the elevator of my apartment. Do you have any proof that you were both in the apartment last night's computers, entry logs, everything that enters and exits this apartment? You can pull up the record yourself. Yeah, we already did that. So, why is your only apartments that's being aligned in the system? You can't be too careful. I take privacy seriously. Paranoia.
Thank
God,
you.
thank you for conspiring.
Got it.
I checked your building's law. Your story
I
checks
have
out.
been
Of course
in
it
the
does.
glory of
The
the
wretches.
gods.
Nothing to be hiding in there. The death
Crime
stream.
cannot hide.
Can you tell me about the moment of the council death? I know you suffer from a psychic death screen.
This island is full of
Dunja
sinners.
can't be trusted with patient confidential and I know he's mad, but whatever. Yes, every time a person dies, I assimilate by their psychic death screams echoing out into space. Jumjet's guy is medication for me. This must be
Ah.
the tranquilizer stuff and things. Did you suffer from the death screen trauma when they died too? Yes, I was assailant by psychic death screams of the council. So this is a guy that has the death screens there. It brought to my knees in pain. KDH missing. Do you know about KDH's disappearance? No, nothing. He happened to went through a period of isolation. I'm sorry I can't help you, my lady die. Your alibi. Did you see Yuri last night? He is the secretary of the architect. Have you spoken to her? We'll talk tomorrow. Huh? Do you know anything about the seal? Do you know anything about the seal there? Nothing, my lady die. It's mysterious to everybody on the island. Henry's escape. Do you know about Henry's escape? Only what the Grand Marshal told me. Have you spoken to her? Doomjazz told me that you asked about overcoming Henry's
The gods are
addiction.
displeased.
The end of the island is the end of fascination. Cynthia Finelli, having a demonically possessed prisoner is a great risk. I need to know everything there is
Got
there.
it.
So you were trying to find out how to overcome them with help and escape. Don't be ridiculous. Would it help our holy mission? Camille there. So you saw the last architect. I didn't know what to tell you other than what I already said. She came and spent time here with me. If you want to know what she did before then, you should ask her. Crimson. Did you see Crimson last night? No, I did not. Loved I. Did you see Doom Jams last night? He claimed to be Miss Clank last night. Did you see Leonard Sam? I've spoken to Yuri. He is her handler. Oh yeah, that's right. Yuri's the dick. Oh well. Yuri's possession. Do you know anything about the possession 10 years ago? Henry is cursed on us all. He possessed 10 years ago, condemned the island. There's nothing else to know. The death zone remains his crime. First symbol, right? Do you know anything about the murder of the marshals outside the guard, the council there? In this case, it's not open closed door. Do you believe there is more? Have scorned the council there?
The gods are radiant.
Fly the moon. So he was an interesting case for sure. Do we want to go for the Jazzy Skeleton or do we want to go over here? Let's go for these two. Jazzy Skeletons. Wow, they're further away than the Jazzy Skeleton. I don't want to deal with Yuri right now. Let's go for that one. I think she's like the guard person there. Oh, come on. I can do this. Come on. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ah, I failed. It's fine. I also figured out we can respawn if we need to in a certain place, so they have a safety switch for that, which is highly appreciated. Is there something here? I hear the sound effect of something.
Relic obtained.
It's a crimson locket. Oh well. Kind of hilarious, but we'll deal. What's this stuff over here? They just make so much like colorful stuff. Yeah, I see your phone. It's locked from the other side. Are they on an island? Can I swim over there? No.
Respawning.
How far are we? I can try to figure this out. Okay.
Respawning.
So we need something. Where's Doom Jazz? We might try to steal his water bike thing and see if we can get over there. I can't get over there normally. Oh, come on. So it's kind of a bust to get to her without like some sort of bike thing. That explains why she's so far out. I'm gonna go to the like bike where Doom Jazz is and see if we can make some headway there. I think I'm gonna talk to Yuri. Yeah, we'll talk to him. He's right there. Hi, buddy.
What the hell?
Is this the end of Sydney there? Thinking out loud. Love dies. Hell, should I know there's people out there pissed off and investigate now?
United.
Secretary, the architect. We'll hang out there. You want to chat, Yuri?
Oh,
What
I'm
now?
glad to be back.
You be ambitious.
Don't
Statement of
test me.
question. Why are you
What
like
are you
this?
talking
Why
about?
are you dirt? So arrogant, Yuri. Don't you know
be
that?
snide with me.
I just want people to use language correctly and dress better. Confront betters.
Worthless.
I'm the secretary now of Sydney's Island. Compliment your advance, correct. Temporary leader, maybe in the
I
highest
have a
station.
bad feeling about this.
Title doesn't
What
make you a better
business
person.
is
Lower
it of
class
yours?
people often use arguments. If that were the case, why am I in the position I am now?
I have a bad feeling about
Respect is
this.
something earned. Power isn't always a
What
positive
business
quality.
is it of yours?
Plenty of jealousy. Life isn't a statement of acquiring power. What a ridiculous thing I've heard. Goodbye, freak. Hey, we got a relationship in Grease Point, which I don't know why we're in. Chain of Blue. Chain of Blue is secured by the gods. Hunter in the real world. She is the pyramid high in street. Sydney exists to resurrect the gods. How can we sit idly by when the goddess is in the handles of the enemy?
Sure.
Reviving her would be suicide mission. You're familiar with the deception by the gods, right? You, disgracing freak. I haven't been deceived. It's a crime. Further counseling can't commit crimes, don't you know? How did you go through such a big transformation? The enhanced blue blessing, those deliver perfect form. You say that I'm a perfect freak. You like what you see. We're not gonna flatter him.
I don't like this.
I'm not into little boys,
Nonsense.
but you're a joke freak. I'm going to frail and go back to the exile and keep you focused, on everybody except the
I
killer.
have a bad
What if
feeling
you are the
about
killer?
this.
Isn't this a brilliant investigation technique? Just ask ridicule questions and hoping that somebody confesses.
Don't be naive, freak.
Rhetorical. That's the word I was looking for. Judgment. Made a mistake. Bring you back. You did a job directly for Lilith when she moved us to the island last
Insufferable.
night. Do you know
Got it.
you did? What did you direct her to do right before the council meeting and everything? I asked her to take her husband Sam off the island, and at the end of the party over his bar could shut down. What time was it? About something there. Crimson last night. Did you see
How
her
dare
play?
you.
I know she picked she was ready to pick up, and I left her until the end. She hates it here, and I had the power to make her wait longer. I do so. Why are you so fucking mean? Did you see Winston in there? I saw the architect planning to visit him last night. You can check her.
Oh,
Yeah, do you
so
know?
pathetic.
I am the architect's assistant. I arrange her plans and make sure she carries out what she works on without being obscured by anyone else in the island. What do you know about the island escape
Don't
last night?
make me laugh.
What would you know? Yeah. Millions. I reached the stars. Still hate him as ever. Any progress with you? Did you find my stones? Yes! Here they are. Yes! They award the stones. Really, I can see her. Thank you. Can't describe how this makes me feel like we're together. Please keep it. I can't feel myself fading away from this world. Stones you hold, I hope you can find your happiness and I give you this. Yo, can't help spying on you. Did you like the stones the spirits gave you? Apathetic Maya. They were running full deep. Hopefully it doesn't go to a no then. Why? Want to sell them to? Why would I do that? The gems are tied to suffering and the person's collection line. One, oh yes, I collected unique ones from the plan. Populated by slug scholars and got a cabinet of clearing and trails of prayer raised from mad monks in the Venus Library. Want to sell them 2 blood crystals for the offer of 1. No, we're not gonna sell it. I'm gonna hang on to them. Shame, I suppose. I'm going to die in the silence soon, so no biggie. Don't stress, love dies. I just want a little bit of happiness before it's gone. I'm not gonna sell him like the thing from the other person just to enjoy and stuff like that. We'll just remember that person there. Can I hack into the system? Yeah, I've already hacked into this computer. Okay. Oh, there's a blood crystal.
Crystal obtained.
Plus, we're not that, like, bare bones for blood crystals. We'll check with the architect here. How do I get that blood crystal?
Halt! What do you want, freak?
Let me
Are you still
investigating.
I don't like this.
Okay, we'll talk to her, see what else we can do.
Architect Carmelina Silent.
Carmelisa silent. Architect. Well,
Ooh,
I hope you like that.
investigator
The
is
islands there is quite
Craft is its
thing.
own reward.
Indeed, there's a balance here. Where does the balance come from? Position, the function was created form. The function of the island was arranged from the diamond of the compass. Everything is in its place. Can be complement. Acquire complement. I'm gonna praise the style. It's apparent there an architecture is a sacred function. No tie to hide away is the crowds and nasty narrow ways. Meaning, how do you mean? It's not happening. I chose to explode work silent. For example, the electric meter on the side of the buildings is not hidden in more form of function hatch closely. They are exposed and allowing us to appreciate their function. We can find function visual appealing.
We have
of
achieved
our own.
perfection.
These circumstance you find yourself in is of course terrible. I hope you do enjoy your time exploring the island. Thank you, architect. I don't know. I have a mixed feeling of her. She's not my favorite, but she's definitely. Oh my god! Wow, we got a lot to go over here. Interrogate. Reward for your work. Do you feel like you're not being rewarded for your hard work? What do you mean by
Sure.
that? I've heard there are suspects that say you are feeling aggravated by all your hard work, buildings, and island not being rewarded with the seat of the
Craft is
council.
its own
I do
reward.
not require a reward for my craft. Craft is its
How
own
dare you.
reward. Are you trying to build a mortal for me?
I was born
It's my
to
job.
investigate.
We're going down the wrong path. The titles and powers aren't my desire. What can you tell me about your self-isolation for 25
Do your
years ago?
job.
You have no idea why something I did 25 years ago was any
That's
concern of yours.
strange.
What were you doing? You said it was a project and no one has seen you come. What I chose to do is nothing and you need to be concerned with yourself.
Sure.
So, are you sure you were with this
Craft
all last
is it-
night? Was? You didn't leave him for a moment?
Investigate.
Did you have something you wish to ask
The facts
investigator?
and the truth
What
are
about
not
when
the same.
Kano called him? Didn't he leave the room? He did leave the room to take the call on the balcony. People leave rooms for other reasons too. So
Do your job.
there. Do you wish for me to reach time either of us were in the bathroom? Interrogate witness in pain. Did witness look in pain when he was in pain when the councilman was murdered? You know about his illness? Witness suffers greatly whenever someone dies on the island, be they citizen or city member. Last night, he doubled over in pain, breathless in agony. He suffers so much when there is death near. How was Witness last night? Anything strange?
am the
He wasn't
leader.
happy. I was there. He seemed aggravated. Ooh.
What the hell?
How did this behavior manifest? His mess let me see more than I think he wants or he does. Surprise, confusion,
The
worry.
investigator is here.
Do you think he was involved in the murder somehow? That's not for me to say. I'm just trying to be
I
helpful.
beg your pardon?
Yuri's alibi. Did you see Yuri
Do your
last
job.
night? He's my secretary advisor. It's strange. Were I not to see him before seeing Witness? What's that? Before you went to see Witness's apartment? Yes. We concluded our business for the day, and I left to deal with Fairy Woman from the Silvery Gardens.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Investigator can discuss something in explaining nature. Crimson, did you see
We have
Crimson
achieved
last night?
perfection.
I did not see Miss Acid last night. She was probably in her little den. Go and speak to her. Did you see Dune Jazz
Craft
last
is
night?
its own
I
reward.
didn't at the crisis minute. He said that he was in the council there. Did you see Landay and Sam last night? You need to speak to Yuri, the investigator. He was Landon's handler last night. Harry, do you know about Harry's in your position? I'm not sure if I can help you with his possession and allow demons into Precious Island. My hard work was destroyed. The dead zone is the remaining of crime. First seal, do you know anything about the murder of the guards outside of the first seal there? Losing 5 marshals, kill like tragedy. Unfortunately, I didn't have any further insight for you, investigator. Second Holy Seal, do you know anything about the Second Holy Seal? It's a big mystery, isn't an investigator. You're the architect, don't you know? Secrecy, the only bit of the island I didn't
We have achieved
design.
perfection.
It's better for the council to design their secrets, security, and keep their secrets themselves. Do you know anything about Harry's escape last night? Should we speak to the Grand Marshal? She should be there and report there. Probe? There's something you want to tell me? Is there something you want to tell me about? Tell the investigator. I don't know if this is relatable. I'll disclose it. At midnight, Witness was fiddling with his phone.
The investigator is here.
Did it seem something he was doing?
Don't
I
test
didn't.
me.
Midnight was when the council was murdered. We were in the middle of a conversation. Abruptly, he took his phone and started using it. He tapped it for a few seconds. Did he step out of
This
the
is
room?
nonsense.
No, why do you ask? That means he wasn't making a call, or if he was, it wasn't the one he
Sure.
answered. Did he say what he was doing about? No, he was acting like nothing happened. So he could have done something remotely then, maybe. Thank you, architect. This game is weird. May the silent goat walk with you, and may you reach the moon. I'm gonna hit that payphone and we'll save quick, and I'm gonna see if I can use that jet ski to get to that island place.
Getting saved.
No new people yet though, but you should try talking to the skeleton. That's like the one that I can easily get to. Can I ride this around easily enough? Oh, I can't. Can I thought it was going automatic, but I thought maybe I was wrong. We don't have the tools for that right now. Okay, so we need to find a way to get on the island for her, which I don't know how to do. I could go to him. I think the skeleton boy will be the big next one. We could maybe try to do the play over there. Let's talk to Doom Jazz more, see if we can sort out anything. There's a crystal over there that we might be able to use.
Dr. Ninja.
Dr. Doom Jazz. Got a secondary one
I'm
to see you
glad to be
again.
back.
You're the only one that doesn't call me an investigator freak. It's not nice to call people names, is it? Name is giving you a decor. You may have to live it up, but you should be careful to be labeled you get stuck with. We'll make the best of it. Sometimes you need to make the best of it, sometimes you need to point in the right direction.
Wonderful!
I love the positive outlook. Don't let others get to you. You know that saying self-serving, jealous, like God.
Indeed.
Raise above it. You always going to the right talker now. We'll talk. Something else gotta talk to you about. I don't know. Feeling's pretty heavy around here. Flippant mass murder. Flippant. Mass murders tend to do that. Drag everyone down and killing the vibe and everyone's I want to get to 25 and start over. Do your best,
It's been
Doctor.
wonderful to see you
I
again.
will. And why were you down? Called down? Forgive me. I'm forgetting my past. Whatever. We all make mistakes. Never been a type of binding people to history. People change. I'm a Professor Doctor. You didn't propose
My
me.
favorite investigator.
I assume you're going to stop again, and at some point before this is all over. We'll see. Your motive. In love with him. I've been told that you were in love with Kanko. I assume you were paid for that secret. Oh my god. It's none of your business. Anybody else has nothing to do with this case. Your father's death. Will you kill a councilman for revenge?
That's
Your
not
father did.
nice.
You got some guts coming to my yacht and flying bullshit around like that. I'm doing my
I'm
job,
a
Doctor.
professional.
I'm not a killer and haven't been, never will be, regardless of what happened to my father. Even if Ikako is in
I'm
harm's
a
way,
professional.
you're jumping in some pretty big conclusions, exhausting my goodwill, patient's life.
This is
saving
bad.
I don't kill council members. There's nothing in this world that could make me a killer.
Investigator.
I were a battle medic and didn't carry around a weapon. I never seen a nightmare of death, and I do not intend to inflict it on anyone else
What?
that matter. This conversation is over. I feel bad for that. Did you see Crimson last night? She has a little eruption. Go ask her. Did you see Landra and Sam last night? They were in my. I was in my council. I didn't see anything. You should ask them by contacting Yuri. Did you see Yuri at the end last night? Nope, I didn't. Where do I want to go here? That's a council thing, or that's the one thing. Oh, I died.
Respawning.
Oh. Do I want to push for a little bit longer? I will push a little longer here. Look at the fish there. Let's get to Skeleton Boy, I think. We can't get to Guard Lady. She seems out of our way for now. Man. I'm actually gonna make that call there and go for it. I love that there's no fall damage in this game.
Blood crystal obtained.
Okay, let's go for the one skeleton bro. We can't get to her without like some sort of thing extended there. 400 meters. It's not too bad. We did free that spirit. Yeah, you're there too, buddy. A lot of rehashes today.
Those crystals obtained.
We might need to go further up. Nothing there. Dun dun. I could ask Yuri or Witness more. Let's do that. We're here. We'll take a minute. We can also make the jump out and then do other things. Where is he? There he is.
Witness to the end.
Your alibi,
Why?
Camille. Were you irritated by Camille's? Is that something she told you? I was not surprised. It's unlike her to do social things.
I need to investigate this.
Are you suspicious of her? Are you? People say that, acting out of character. Phone last night. What were you doing with your phone last night? I wasn't doing anything. I was talking to the
Got it.
architect. The architect told me you were interrupting their conversation to do something with your phone. Everybody
I
fiddles with the
don't
phone.
like this.
Not everyone does that to extreme amount. The council admitted his
Who?
murder. Who were calling you? I didn't call
That's
anybody.
strange.
What were you doing? Absolutely nothing. If I did something, I'd remember it. Completely influential. We'll see about that. Want to check witness? Warn you about long conversations. The plant. Something about that. Recall. Destroyed. Eden. I remember you were devoted to the Eden Destroyer. He galled through the universe of this. My flow of devotion to him has gone through periods of darkness, and he was the light that came to me. Did you talk to him in these dark times? He's behind me now. Old life is gone, and I am now concerned myself with my new holy work. Do not dwell on my past. Embrace the life ahead of me in God's shrine. Keep that in mind. Enjoy this conversation. Your sentiments matter further. Probe. Okay. There's something you want to tell me? Something you want to tell me about this narration? Something happened when you were exiled, Love Die. The architect and I became close, and we married, but I didn't realize. She was obsessed with the perfect island. There was any room in her heart for me or the gods. They were reluctant to tell me until now, and I'm worried about her. Her mind is not on the cosmos. A bad relationship. Interesting. Do you believe we should be rewarded for our craft? Not necessarily. Craft is all I said. The architect is what the dark cloud begins to gather over her. Her prayers were not as fervent as they once were. I felt her work was being more drawn in the name Star Born. She began to carve more validation, more credit for
The
work.
investigator is here.
Yeah, I guess she architected our island without really nothing. Our work is for the gods to uplift, and we must do the same for them. Personal reward is the same. Punish us for the light. I fear she's gotten this. Thank you for your coming witness. Okay, Camille's motive. Marriage. Were you married to Camille for 25 years? No. Fell apart a few years before that. Why do you ask? Apparently she went into isolation for a year about 25 years ago. I remember that. I have no idea what she was doing. She was like losing herself in her work, and when she said she was working on a project that didn't want to be
Got it.
disturbed, so full isolation is unusual. A little, but I don't want to pry. Cindy's fallen from grace was a
Got
big
it.
concern. Where did she isolate herself? She was always built a little highway island. Places she wouldn't disturb. Get to know.
the end times.
Okay. Interesting. Where is Skeleton Boy? Can go back to Acid. Skeleton Boy is over there in that big maze of things. Oh my god, I could have maybe got a whole bunch of things there. Please open. Hey, it opens. Whoa.
Blood crystal obtained.
A lot of work for a blood crystal, but fine.
Blood crystal obtained.
Apparently people are just throwing out cash.
Blood crystal obtained.
Yeah, he's straight ahead of us. We'll save, just to be safe here. Bum, bum, bum.
Getting saved.
Get moving. I'm not gonna make it. I tried so hard, got so far. I could talk to you, but I'm not going to at this second. Interesting. I'm gonna forsake what I just said.
Sorry.
Paradise is creeping me out. When the veil falls and the naked body of the creme is exposed, the alien begins to crumble. The balance tilts and the illusion falls apart. Poetic. I try in and out, you know. I'm an asshole. I give speaking nice ago. Hard. Going well. You're making me blush. Love dies. Peace. Interesting.
Relic obtained. Relic obtained.
So many things. I don't know if they're all for quests or if they're just for fun little things. There's a dog there. I think we want to talk to the dog.
Relic obtained.
Let's go. Hi, dog. What's the dog doing here? Woof woof.
The investigator
Barshak
is
says
here.
Bear Chan. Your name is Bear. Woof woof. It looks expert. Treat. Here you go.
I'm glad to be
Glad
back.
little boy. Our relationship increased with Bear Chan. We got a blood crystal?
That's strange.
Blood crystal, why do you have a blood
Sure.
crystal? Why don't I even question things that happen in Silent anymore? Good boy. Good Bear Chan.
Blood crystal obtained.
We'll save. This game is so freaking bizarre, but we'll deal.
Getting saved. Blood crystal obtained.
That works out for me.
Relic obtained.
We'll get some music here. I could maybe change the music here, but... Oh, come on. I can do this. Oh, come on. I keep spamming it. Hey, there's a spirit here. Will you join us? Join who? Join the group of citizens that fight for power. Noble cause. A noble cause. What kind of power? We fight to end corruption and free the working citizens that are in the factory. Were they slaves? They were all pawns in the corporate game. You spent to use benefit to the powerful. We must end it now.
Sure.
Are you sure you're aware that this is left unsaid? I'm still here. Your existence is more of a technicality. No offense. I was escorted to the ritual slaughter. The next thing I vow that if there's any life, again, I would continue fighting. I guess I remain. Here's the
Sure.
message. What's the message? Any evidence of corruption? I look for a factory. Let's see what I can have. I was farmed when the marshal dropped the slaughter. They ripped the envelope from my hands and tossed it aside. Will you please find it?
I need
Accept
to investigate
it.
this.
Thank you. Remember the envelope there. Go find it and bring it to me. I'll just go look for that. Thank you. Have you read? Seek the truth, find the corruption. I'll say I'll join. Evidence compelling. I'll defeat during the cause. Thank you. Leave. If you're a ghost, I'll join there. You'll accomplish the purpose. Take the next island. I'll fade away. Please take this. Why? Demon, give it away. I can build a better world. A blood crystal.
Blood crystal with a tank.
Really weird. Come on. Okay. A little bit of a blood bar here. Why do you think there are so many mysteries? Everything creates a mystery. Humans, plants, minerals, everything creates a mystery. The byproduct of existing. Not even living is existent. Everything produces a mystery to solve. Why do we want to solve them? Human nature, many things are ambivalent about mysteries. Rocks create mysteries, and rocks don't care about mysteries. Humans are unique. Humans, we need mysteries to live. Without mysteries, we go insane. The mysteries can make us go insane. That is the knife edge we walk. Interesting.
Relic of
Thanks
tank.
for the whiskey there.
Blood crystal with a tank.
Yeah, we got it. Where is he? Okay, we gotta go more that way. This is like the last big guy we can hit up here. There's so many like blood crystals and they're like everywhere. They're like a plague on this whole like place.
Blood crystal with a tank.
It's gonna turn out that like we'll get a bad ending for stealing everybody's blood crystals. Oh, come on. Oh, I almost fell down there, and I think that's a bad spot to pull on. Squish, squish, squish.
Blood crystal with a tank.
I could use these for other purchases. How to get up there? I think we'll start this way. I think we'll just get to him today, and then we'll try to figure out the rest later. We'll have to figure out how to get to the guard on the island over there later. This looks pretty promising here. Let's talk to Sam.
Music of tank.
Can we change our music? We'll try that skin out for a little while. So we got a map. Currently incubation, Paradise Gate. I wish I could go more through, like, zoom on these a little bit, but oh, we'll go with surprise.
Sam Daybreak.
Sam Daybreak.
Hey, Aldi.
Hildy, heard you were
Sam
back.
Daybreak.
As a bar master, born in the shadows of the dragons and the turkey of 999 under the shadow side. It's the flip side of 999, or 666. Sam took killing like breathing. He's killed to survive on the streets and then killed as a soldier before killing for fun. He became a hitman extraordinary under the banner of Shadow Zero. He's met Lydie on the battlefield and they both battled for 2 weeks, destroying the town of Rest 9. Lei claimed victory and stabbed Sam through the heart. While the fighting, they fell in love and Lei died. Dial in his moments of death refused to leave. His skin fell away and his skeleton hardened became deep red, and as he confessed his love for her, she too fell in love with him and accepted the confession. They fled to get married. He renounced his murderous ways and refused to commit harm to anybody else. Starlight's fallen here, isn't it? You've forgotten something during the exile. I expect Isolation Cloud comes to mind, doesn't it? Hey Sam, it's been a while. Nice jacket. You notice it's a gift from Lei Dai. Shizaf always has good taste. Doesn't she? Lei Dai has missed drinking with you. I missed you too as well. The only two normal people on this island. Doom Jazz is also pretty solid here too. Nice to say, Lei. It'd be nice if we were back under better circumstances. City is in a bad place. It's devastating, and our friends and colleagues have been taken from us. There's a lot of wailing and grieving going on. We've existed for unknown echoes of time, haven't we? It's given us a different perspective on things. How about the whiskey blend on this island? Some vanilla, caramel, spice, and just a hint of smoked spices that are unusual. The whiskey taste of the island's made. Has been peaceful in this island. The caramel and vanilla is harmonized. The spices twist in your mouths and coil and slit between the two flavors. Cream. Concern about the smokiness. There's barely. I know what they say about smoke though. Anything I can help you with? We'll do the hang out and then we'll come back here. Any fancy drinks there? I'll take a drink then. Anything you recommend, say? A long drink since you had 3 million days. Fine, I'll catch you up there. Moderation. Moderate mass murder to solve the bar. Is somewhat listening to your words here. How about starting with a highball here? Sounds good. Please enjoy. You're too kind of all these practice. You're definitely beyond the horizon. It's whiskey blend, crisp flavors, smoky, ambrosia. It does go perfect with the soda and the garnish and then goes highball. Compliments. You have been running a bar for longer than I've been alive and you master it. There's always something new to learn and improve, isn't there? Agree. You said it, Sammy. Endless pursuit. It is a curse and a blessing in a sense. This creates a restless mind frustrated by being in practice, but in the moment, doing it in the heavens there. Possess the key to a high ball in the ice there. This ice is frozen at 22 degrees Celsius. That is pretty cold. And it makes the ice harder so it doesn't melt. Enjoy the taste and the ingredients without being deluded.
At the range.
The ice is cut during a tight fitting glass and the highball is strained gently to the fizz and stir without the ice moving apart and chills in so nice. Always a perfect drink. Please, I'm learning LD. I need to go and take a breather from paradise. Good talk, Sam. Always good one day. Absolutely. Hey, relationship thing. From the shadows. We must be at the moon part there. Well, we'll save and we'll do some more here and enjoy this bar and test of time here. As for other things we still need to do, we need to figure out how to get to the Marshall girl.
Getting saved.
I'm pretty sure she's important, and we need to figure out how to get through there. There's probably a gate that comes across, so we might need to come down through there and go across like that. Other than that, I'm not sure what else we need to do. We'll just need to explore around the island for clues. We might find random clues like we've been doing a fair bit, so. But that's the episode. You guys take care, peace, love, and see you guys later. Bye!